I have been riding motorcycles for about 8 years now. I've had all different types: enduro, trail, motocross, street, and they all require basic maintenance. Some stuff's easy to do. Like if I'm belittled by something, if there's a problem with my engine, I'll probably take it to a expert or a mechanic. But something like changing your oil is pretty basic. It only requires a couple steps. The main difference between motorcycles and cars are that you change oil in your car based on mileage, whereas on a bike, it's based on hours. This bike's just above 100 cc's, so you would change the oil about every 10 hours. This is a Yamaha TTR 110E GYTR edition. It is 4-stroke, air-cooled, and carbureted. It's actually a pretty quick bike. It's made by Yamaha, like I said, which is a good reputable brand. A lot of bikes come from China, and they're just not good quality. This thing runs like a champ, and you get what you pay for. Now, obviously, a lot of other bikes, motocross bikes, like I had mentioned, require a lot more maintenance because there's different moving parts. This is a 4-stroke bike, so it's a little easier to work on. And changing the oil only requires a few tools. You're going to need a 12mm ratchet, a 10W30 oil, a measuring cup, and a funnel. Now, the first step is deciding whether you need to even change the oil or not, and you do that by looking at your dipstick. The dipstick is located on the crankshaft. You pull out the dipstick and wipe it on a rag, and if it's dirty, if it's dark, you're going to need new oil. If it comes out clean or yellowish, like the color of the oil is, then you're good to go. So if you do need to change the oil, the first step is to take it around the block, get the bike heated up a little bit. Once the bike is hot, nothing crazy, just don't overheat the thing. You're going to take your plate and you're going to put it under the bike. Once that's all set, you're going to take your ratchet, you're going to loosen the drain bolt to the left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Once the bolt comes out, all the dirty oil will seep into the pan. It will take about 30 seconds for it to completely empty. After it's gone and it's dripping, everything is out of the motor, you put the drain bolt back on. The drain bolts are usually magnetic, so they can catch debris from the cylinder. So that also helps with the maintenance of the bike and keeps it in tip-top shape. Like I said, a less quality bike wouldn't have that. So once you tighten your drain bolt to the right, you're going to put in your new oil. Like I said, 800 milliliters of the 10W30. You take your funnel and use the funnel, because if not, you're going to get it all over the place. Very small hole. Put in the funnel, let it sit for a little while, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then start it up. Everything should, you don't want to wait for a little bit because you could have problems with your carburetor, so wait a little bit and then start it up. Everything should be good by then. You tightened up your dipstick, everything's tightened and ready to go, and you're ready to ride. Once again, you're going to need a ratchet, a measuring cup, a pin, and a funnel. Those are the most important bikes. Like I said, other bikes can require a lot more maintenance, and teaching yourself is a good way to save money, because these people will charge you an arm and a leg for just basic procedure, just like people in the car industries would. But learning about motors is elementary, and once you learn about bikes, you can learn about bigger motors, and they can help you in the future. You know what I mean? I had a friend that worked for Long Island Kawasaki Yamaha back in New York, and he made a lot of money, because they're overcharging people something they could do for less than $20. These things are $3 a bottle of oil. They'll charge you $50 to do it, and you can do it yourself for $10. So in the end, it's worth it to know what you're doing and know what parts do what, and that's how you change the oil on a dirt bike. And you could use this principles for any bike, really.